Namaste, all you mystical minds. Welcome back for another video. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about the law of karma and how your free will is in relation to, free will versus karma and action versus reaction. Let's get started. Hi there, my name is Chelsea Sonka. I'm a Vedic astrologer and Vedic cosmic consciousness wisdom coach. And I'm here to talk to you today about the law of karma and how that works in relation to you and your soul. As a Vedic astrologer, we can see karmic patterns that can come out in the chart. Now, I've had Akashic Records readings done before with an amazing woman who was able to tap into my own records and tell me about my soul's journey. But as a Vedic astrologer, when we look at the chart, we can see different themes of what you have already learnt in past lives and also what you are here to focus on in this particular lifetime. And I tend to find that that access can come out through the Rahu Ketu dynamic that plays out, where you can see what you're really here to focus on, but you'll also go back to what is familiar and known. And also in your ascendant, because when you look at your ascendant, you can really understand what your soul path is from an energy perspective. So there's 12 different signs, and each one of them comes through as an ascendant. And when I say ascendant, we're talking about the sign that was rising on the horizon at the time of your birth. And we choose a unique time to incarnate when the planets align at a specific point based on the lessons that we want to come and learn. And from my own personal experience, when I spoke to this amazing woman who did my Akashic Records reading named Nancy, she shared with me that, you know, there's a certain number of things that we want to come and tick off in this particular incarnation. Maybe we can't go through all of them. That's why we have multiple different lives. We are an undying, timeless, endless soul that is having this human experience. And I've got other videos if you check out the September 2021 Vedic astrology reading, I talk a little bit about this 3D to 5th dimensional shift that's going on right now, and all of us being called to serve a greater purpose in life. So there's other videos that I want to put out about this kind of stuff, but getting back on track in regards to the law of karma. Many of you would have heard people say, karma's a bitch, and it's going to get you, it's going to come back around and bite you in the ass. The way that it works is, when we look from an astrology perspective, the 10th house represents karma. So it's the actions that we put out into the world. Now, when we align that with a higher purpose, so think about it this way. If you walk down the street and someone accidentally bumps you in the arm, you could turn around and choose to react in a negative way, and just be like, hey, buddy, and get really angry. Or you could turn around and be like, excuse me. Or there's different choices that you can make. You could realize that this person's made a mistake and send love their way. You might see another person that's going through something incredibly difficult, and as opposed to judging their experience, you send them love because you know that they're in a difficult place and that they're just doing the best they can with as much as they know. And this is action versus reaction. So every action that we put out in the world, if it be positive, it will have a flow-on effect. You might not see it straight away, and this is how manifestation works as well. So if you continue to put out good thoughts into the world, it's going to start reflecting back to you. If you continue to put out negative thoughts and actions into the world, it's going to reflect back to you. Now, in relation to the law of karma, because we are this eternal soul, and we come onto earth as a human and we forget our past lives and our past experiences, we don't know what we've done in the past. All we know is, be focused on your purpose. What is where do you want to be moving towards, and continue to take that sattvic action, come into alignment. And that's where we can go into separate conversations about raising your vibration and your energy in relation to yogic practices, breathwork techniques, meditation. And when I say yogic practices, I'm not just talking about yoga poses and stuff like that. There's a whole bunch of different yogic practices that bring the mind and the body and the spirit together. because we're all this one collective consciousness. So the experience that we're having is our own responsibility. Whatever it is that's being reflected to you from your outer world is what you are thinking and feeling and drawing towards you. And for some people that might hear this go, what? Like, why can't other people take responsibility for their actions? As you raise your vibration and you choose the reality that you want to experience, we live in a realm where our destiny as human beings is to experience our desires. And as long as you have desires, you are going to continue reincarnating, whether it be on Earth or different dimensions, different planets, whatever that may be. And if this is the first time you're hearing this, welcome. There's plenty of other videos I can send you to that will back up this information. You can look at Dolores Cannon's material, The Convoluted Universe, where she's gone into these quantum healing hypnotherapy sessions where people are coming through saying multiple things of the same experience, but they don't know where it's come from. It's being channeled through, and she's just recording it as the reporter. Many different other places that I can explain this stuff. But this law of karma, so let's just say you've incarnated on Earth, you're mostly good intentions, but you don't know what you've done in your past lives. You have free will. So if you get a birth chart reading, say, done, and you see some different karmas that you need to work out, you can do some different remedial practices, but you're so attached to wanting to have a certain experience as opposed to just being in the moment and becoming that which you want to feel and experience. Because this is a five senses experience that we're having as humans. We have free will. So when we are attached to having a certain experience and let's say, oh, but I'm doing all these good things and I'm a good person and all this stuff, we have to detach and let go and just know that we're moving in the right direction. Because when you know that in this present moment that you are taking positive action through your free will, it's inevitable that that's going to come back and shine on you. If you've taken negative action in a past life or maybe earlier in life and you are still having those lessons come out, or you haven't yet had a spiritual awakening, but I assume that you have if you're watching this video, that we have the opportunity for free will. So as we work through our karma, things that we don't remember that we've done, starting to put a positive foot forward, moving in this direction. And like, I'll give an example. Over the last week and even going further back the last couple of years, I have been an on and off again vegetarian because of my environment and being told when I was going through pregnancy about iron levels and things like that, not necessarily having enough information to, know how to support myself nutritionally, going through a completely new phase that, I'd been a personal trainer in a past life, in this lifetime, where I knew a lot about nutrition, but when it came to pregnancy and postpartum nutrition, I didn't know much about. So I listened to my immediate environment. I've got friends who are vegan and vegetarians, and also I've got people in my life who've had anemia and all these different things, and just these conflicting beliefs coming up. I just went for what was easiest. And that was my choice of free will, because I was tuning into this, I'm not smart enough, or I don't know what to do. And this week in particular, I've just had some light bulbs go off and gone, I really want to be aligning more on a higher vibrational level, a more sattvic level for the planet and for myself. Now, this isn't, me putting out judgment for other people. I think that we are all on our own journey, and it's about, trial and error. You've got to try something on and see if it feels right for you. And I was watching a TED Talk on vegetarianism and veganism, and then opened up to the idea that I could actually do this. And it's just, the flow state has come through, and it's just shown me that it's so easy to do. And so for the last 4 days, I've been using, vegan meals at home and vegan techniques, and I feel a lot better. My skin is way clearer. Those of you that know me very well, I've had skin problems for the last couple of years. Even though I have an Ayurvedic routines and rhythms at home and all this stuff. But as a new mum, you know, my son's only just about to turn 2, disrupted sleep patterns, hormonal changes, etc., etc. It's a learning process. So through that, coming back onto this law of karma, it's about free will. You are a timeless soul, that eternal soul, I should say, rather. You don't remember what your past experiences are. There are other things you can go into the Akashic Records and learn this kind of stuff to get a better idea of what your soul's journey is and what you've incarnated with, the gifts that you have. But knowing that your free will allows you to decide the choices that you make. So if you get a birth chart reading done, you know, there are several different options and different pathways that you could take, different realities that you could be experiencing, but you've got to choose the one that aligns most with you and feels strongest aligned with your passions and your desires, because as long as you have desires, you will continue to reincarnate. And then they say that this human incarnation, you know, when we have children, we're creating more karma because we're creating links and contracts with others, that we have to consciously move forward, making conscious choices based on the karma and the actions that we are taking. So that's a little bit of information on that. I'll go into separate other videos on, you know, where this leads into manifestation. So how we can use our incarnation to meet our desires through an attitude of gratitude, and then letting go, because surrendering is a big part of the manifestation process, your current karma and how we invite and we create karma through that as well. So it's this cycle that we come back around and through, and that you are the creator of your life. Forgiveness is a big part of it as well, and then it all comes back around. So if anybody's seen Avatar: The Last Airbender, when Aang is with Guru Patik and he's learning about the 7 chakra systems, that's a really great metaphor for this, where we learn to let go. And I apologize for my cosmic rocking chair in the background. It just seems to pick up the sides there. So if anybody's watching this going, and they'll put in the comment section, did anybody get distracted by the chair in the background? I'm just going to pull that out so that it helps you with that. Yeah, this process of awakening the chakras. And if any of you have seen it, and definitely go and check it out, because there's a really cool video on YouTube where he talks about the heart chakra, or the energy center of the heart, and how he tunes into the love that he has for Katara. But then when he gets to the crown, the 7th energy center, and he's told to let go, and he goes, "You told me 3 chakras ago that was a good thing." And it's about surrendering to the unknown so that you can access your unlimited potential. And again, coming back to this law of karma, so it's the actions that we take out in the world. You can look into karma yoga as well. It's such an important part of the 4 goals of life. Karma, action that we take in the world, is actually, I should rather say, this artha kama, kama desire, and karma and kama are 2 separate things. Moksha, liberation, and yeah, I'll go through that in a separate video. But basically, just understanding that desire is such a big part of your incarnation. Free will is yours. Not even God, him herself, is going to intervene with your free will. It's your choice what kind of actions you want to put out in the world. But this, you know, paying off of lessons and learning and actions that have been taken and letting it come back, flow state, and desire that you have. I heard a story recently of, I can't remember where it was, but they said that this guru who had a devotee was out in the desert and was just about to leave the body, but had this desire for food because he was starving. And they knew that they had no other desires. They'd cleared all their karma, so they manifested this food in front of them so that they could ascend of the bodily state into moksha, enlightenment, and no longer be trapped by the physical body incarnation. But just because the physical body incarnation ends doesn't mean that's the end of your soul's journey. There are other dimensions and realms that we can explore outside of the earth plane. So I hope this has made sense. I'll do future videos. I'll come back and touch on this topic again, but this is just a little bit of information on the law of karma and how it works in relation to astrology and also in your own life. And if you want to learn more about your own, unique karmas and how to work through that, and also what your desires are in this life, your focus, so that you can get more clarity in the direction that you want to be moving with your free will, you can check out my website, chelseasonka.com, and get a reading done with me. Alternatively, I'm working on an ascendant series where, when you know what your ascendant is and your soul's journey, you can understand a deeper level of what you're here to do, because of the 12 different signs. Each and every one of us has a different mission here to learn. And for myself as an Aries ascendant, and that'll be the first book that I'll be putting up, which is convenient. It's the first sign of the Vedic zodiac, is that, here to learn about, putting myself first. And from a past life perspective, when you look at the opposite sign, which is Libra, it's about, being out in the world, significator for the 7th house, other people, other things. So it's about, learning to step into my own power. And as you look at each of the signs, so Taurus in the 2nd house, Gemini in the 3rd house, that kind of energy that starts to play out, and it gets very interesting. And when we add on the different layers of the planetary placements and the aspects that they put on each other. Lots of love, blessings, light, and love to you, and further awakening of your soul. Thank you for joining me for this video, and I look forward to sharing future videos with you on these topics. If you really like this video, hit the like button. If you really liked it, hit the like button. You can subscribe, hit the bell notification so you can see when I put up more of these videos. And you can check out the Facebook page, Chelsea Sonka 8 Limbs Living, and join the community there where I put up more content, or Instagram Chelsea Sonka, where I share a lot of stuff there too. Namaste.